Are you making these mistakes in your plank row? Well, today, let's see if we can fix them. Hey guys, John here from JK Conditioning. In this video today, I want to clean up your plank row. If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe to our channel to keep up with all our latest fitness videos. This exercise was so badass when it first came out, we used to call it the Renegade Row. Basically what the exercise is, you go into a plank position on your hands. Your hands are going to be holding on to kettlebells or dumbbells, and essentially what you're going to do is you're going to row the weight up, put it back down, and switch sides. So that's called a plank row, or what we also call a push-up plank row. So the goal of the exercise is to keep the body still while you pull that weight up beside you. So you get a row action in the upper back, and you also get a core challenge, the anterior core, to keep your body still. Commonly, this exercise is performed incorrectly where the client or the trainee moves their hips a lot, their body rotates when they pull up that weight, and they kind of lose that core effect. They don't get that core to stabilize the body, and they're just kind of throwing their body around while they go from side to side. So today, let's see if we can get a couple cues down so that we can do the exercise correctly. If you haven't seen my 2 cues to fix your front plank video, which is related to the exercise that we're going to go through today, I'll put a link just above me here. Alright, so what we want to see with the plank row is a position where the abs are actually engaging. So what you want to do is set up and put your feet wider than your shoulders and put your hands underneath your shoulders. So the next thing is to push your upper back into a slightly rounded position and then bring the hips in and then squeeze the glutes. So in this posture right away, you should feel that your abs are on. So if my hips go out like this and my lower back sags, or if my butt pushes up like that, you're not going to feel your abs at all. So in doing the plank row, that's the position you have to start in. That's also the position you have to stay in order to feel the abs while you row your weight off the ground. So when we see this in the gym where it's performed wrong, we're going to pull the weight up, we're going to shift a lot, and we're also going to lift that same side hip. So what you'll get is kind of like a rotating position like this, while yes, you're getting the weight off the ground, but you're not keeping your abs engaged, and you're, like I said earlier, you're losing that ab training effect. So to maximize your benefit from doing the plank row, you gotta stay still. So let's dial it back a little bit, remove the weights, and then let's learn how to hold the body in position while you take one hand off the floor. So go in position, put your feet wider than your shoulders, your hands under your shoulders. Lock your elbows. It helps if you turn your elbow pits forward. Push your butt in, push your ribs up, and then pull as if you're doing the movement with weight. This alone is a very challenging exercise, but what you want to do is stay still while you alternate sides. Okay? So, once you got that figured out, then you can add weight. Start lighter before you go heavier, and focus more on keeping your body still, or what we would call anti-rotation, which is just another way of saying core stability, before you go heavier. Here's a version with the dumbbells. So we'll put the hands underneath the shoulders, feet wide, ribs up, bum in, pull, down, pull, down. Another thing that you want to focus on while staying in that plank is when you do a row, make sure your row is correct as well. So when you pull that weight up, don't shrug your shoulder or tip your shoulder forward, thinking that you need to get your elbow super high, because that's what will happen. Just get the weight to the bottom of the rib, and then you'll move your shoulder blade towards your opposite hip, and then you'll engage your lats and your mid-back muscles correctly. So here's a tip if your wrists hurt when you do the plank row. So some people, I've had clients where they're doing the plank row, whether it's with no weight at all or with dumbbells, and their wrist just doesn't really like the position that they're in. Prop yourself up on a bench. So it's a really nice way to continue with the exercise where you take your wrists out of the equation. So you put your elbows in position underneath your shoulders on the bench. Still the same idea, push your ribs up, tuck your hips in, grab your weight, and then row. So with this one here, you can switch sides every time, but what we'll do is we'll just go through a certain amount of reps on one side before you switch. So super easy, great way to get the wrists out while still getting that core effect while rowing a weight off the ground. Anyways, that's the video. Hope you found it useful. So when you're doing your plank rows, don't move your body. Keep your hips tucked in, squeeze your butt, keep your ribs up, keep your abs on, and then maybe start a little lighter. Then, go through your workouts, and maybe over time you can go a little bit heavier. But the goal with the plank row is not to move your body. So hope you found it useful. We'll see you at the next one.